Sarah."
"Thank you for agreeing to meet us," said Chase, the strange man who had approached me at Father's funeral after we had watched the casket rest. "You have my deepest condolences, and I am grateful you wasted no time in replying to my request to meet up to talk business." He was acting formal for someone who was dressed as strangely as he was. He talked like a lawyer, but he was dressed in an oil-stained muscle shirt, ripped jeans, and old tennis shoes. What had struck me as even more suspicious was the fact that he had shown up on a motorcycle with 4 other men, all of whom were dressed in a similar manner and sitting at the booth behind us. I was deeply frightened, but as Father always told me to, I refused to judge a book by its cover. After all, he seemed formal enough, and I didn't think he meant me any harm. A forced smile spread across my face as I nodded. "By the way you sounded at the funeral, it sounded urgent," I told him, not letting my fear show through. "So, what can I do for you?" He was about to respond when the waitress brought us our order, 2 cheeseburgers with fries and a milkshake each. She smiled nervously as she ran off as quickly as possible, seeming just as scared of him as I was. He smiled charmingly as he proceeded to casually pour ketchup on his plate before continuing our conversation. "This may come as some form of shock to you, but I'm here on behalf of the Barbarians," he informed me as he dipped a single crinkle-cut fry into the ketchup before popping it into his mouth. My fear threatened to take over despite his charismatic behavior, but I stuffed it down, knowing the last thing I wanted was to show fear in a time like this. "Your father owed us a considerable debt before he died, and with you being the next of kin, we wanted to take this opportunity to discuss a solution to the debt." Having not been aware of his dealings with the Barbarians, my heart sank as I realized he meant to collect the debt from me. "How much does he owe?" I asked, my chest seizing from my attempts to keep it calm. He chuckled as he wolfed down a few more fries, and I began to feel more nervous by the second. "He owes $50,000, he informed me, the number rolling off his tongue casually as he spoke. My jaw dropped, and my heart came to a complete stop, making the air seize before it could reach my lungs. $50,000? Father never told me about this. I knew that he was struggling with his business going under, but he always told me not to worry about it. He reassured me that everything was going to be okay. Now that the lawyers had taken every penny and sold all his assets, leaving me with nothing but my apartment and his gravesite to visit. All his creditors had forgiven his debts thanks to his life insurance policy he had maintained before dying,